Welcome to our final hangout for the CMOOC, and for those who have been following our 7th week, our final week for this iteration of the CMOOC. And with me so far this morning we have our wonderful Lisa Ransom. And we're waiting for a few other people to join us, but we're going to get started anyway. Because if people haven't been able to connect, they'll be able to watch this later anyway. And yeah, Lisa's just texted to say the connection was not great, but unfortunately we have no control over that. So yes, week 7. And I was just with Lisa, her progress on her portfolio, or, you know, trying to encourage her to progress her portfolio. And so that's part of the future plans, I suppose. If you've got through this CMOOC and have not really been able to finish your portfolio, then don't stress, because we realize that 7 weeks is a short period of time to be able to pull it together. And so what we'd like to do is give you some suggestions for how you can keep progressing that, including what we're going to call a CMOOC bootcamp coming up in July. And that'll obviously here at AUT for people who are in Auckland City, but we'll be welcoming in people from as far away as the UK virtually, and probably via Hangouts. So Ian Upton from Coventry University is keen to be involved in that, and he'll probably drag a few of his colleagues along and pop in via Hangouts into that bootcamp week. So anyway, let me start some screen sharing and just outline this final section of the CMOOC portfolio and some ideas we've got to help you with that. So I'm just going to go into screen sharing here. And here we go. So you should see my browser window, hopefully. Let me just check. Is Lisa nodding? I'll take that as a yes. So here's our Google Plus community.
Yeah, looks nice and clear, Tom.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. And you can see we've pinned the post for week 7, which is titled Future Plans. So it's the final part of your portfolio. And just like the first part, which kind of bookends your portfolio, it's not assessed formally as such, but you do need to have this section. So you're not going to get marked on your future plans, but you do need to have a future plans discussion. And the idea there really is to sort of indicate that you're not just stopping at the end of doing your portfolio, but this is an ongoing part of your professional development. And with CMOOC, you need to update your portfolio every 3 years. And so your future plans might indicate where you're going to head in the next 3 years on top of what you've reported into your portfolio already. So just jumping to our WordPress site, just because it's a little bit clearer, we have the outline for week 7, future plans and feedback. So I just want to jump down to our feedback invitation here. And what we're keen to do is hear from you. What have you got out of doing this CMOOC? Has it helped you with your CMOOC portfolio process? Do you now understand what is involved in the CMOOC portfolio, et cetera, et cetera? We'd like to hear some feedback from you as participants. And we have a survey. So there's a link here to a Google form survey. Won't take you long to complete, but we're really keen for anyone who'd like to give us some feedback. And we'd also like to be able to report on this, so all the data will be anonymous, but we do have an information sheet and a consent form there for you if you would like to give us some feedback. If you have done your portfolio or getting close to finishing it and would like some feedback from other participants and like to showcase what you've done, then we have a form where you could share us the link to your portfolio. And that would be great. Give us a bit of a database of CMOOC portfolios that people are willing to share with other people to give them an idea. So there's a survey, that's our feedback, and we'd really like to encourage everyone who's been participating in this CMOOC to give us some feedback. But jumping down to future plans, so the future plans section is really sort of where you think you're going to take your teaching practice in the future, what you think might impact on that, ideas for research, if you do research or not. But what we'd like to suggest is that we have a few things that we're about to kick off at the end of this CMOOC, so that there's some activity if you'd like to. So what we call a research cluster, the Scholarship of Technology Enhanced Learning Research Cluster. And if we just pop into that, you can see we've got 12 groups there at the moment. The page is loading slowly. And these are in a whole range of contexts, such as visual design, physiotherapy, flexible learning team at Nelson. So we've got groups all around the world, actually. The App Lab, nursing, CoLab MENA, which is kind of like a transdisciplinary grouping of people interested in computing and computer programming and app design, etc. Public health, Mesh 360, which is looking at virtual reality and augmented reality in health disciplines, journalism, and then just a generic sort of a community. So these are some research clusters that we've established, and if you would like to join any of these, basically you sign up on the site, our sotl.nz site, become a member of the site, and then choose to join any of these groups, and each group will have an admin who looks after them. And if none of these groups really are what you're interested in, we'd encourage you to create a group, and to do that, just email myself or Vikal. We'll set up a page on the site for you and make you the group admin. So those are our research clusters. We also have a mobile learning special interest group for Escalite. Now, Escalite is the Australasian Society for Computers and Learning and Tertiary Education, which is a big mouthful, so Escalite is much better. And the MLSIG is the Mobile Learning Special Interest Group. So we sort of get together occasionally, particularly at the Escalite conference, which is coming up at the end of this year and end of November. And the call for conference papers has gone out, and they are now due early July. So if you would like to participate in our Escalite Mobile Learning SIG, we encourage you, if you're interested in mobile learning at all, to become part of this group. And there is a sign-up form for that on the Escalite site, which you can get to from the main menu here as well. So the sign-up form is there. So a couple of, I guess, collaborative groups that you're welcome to join if you would like. And a lot we tend to do is start a webinar series starting next Friday. So we're going to continue this sort of webinar series.
Sorry, can I just hold your thought there for a minute? Is it okay if I set up a group in the special interest group to do with kind of the role that I'm involved in, like learning technology? Are you happy with that?
Certainly, but I would probably want to make it a little bit more specific than this.
Yeah. But I'll think of a good description for it. But is it okay for the field that we support role that myself and perhaps there might be others that do it? Support role.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so let's discuss that and get your page up and running. But thank you, Lisa. That's great. Okay. Great offer. And because I think we quite enjoyed this webinar series that we've done as part of the CMOOC, we'd like to continue with a weekly webinar. And what we're going to do there is link it into our research clusters and our mobile learning SIG, and each week invite one of our groups to share what they're up to. So once Lisa's got her group up and running, Lisa can do one of these webinars, and people from our mobile learning SIG. We also invited Ian Upton all the way from Coventry to do a Light Bites short webinar series of 4 or 5, so that'll be interesting. So that's something that you can sign up for if you would like to. We're also going to start our second CMOOC, which we run 3 times already. So this will be the 4th iteration of our Mossamelt CMOOC, which is not a cheese toasty sandwich. It is the mobile and social media and learning technologies CMOOC. So if you are keen on finding out about how you could use mobile learning and social media in your teaching practice, then that's a good CMOOC for you, which is again 7 weeks starting the 21st of May, so it's about 2.5 weeks away. So we invite you to sign up for that. There's a sign up page there if you'd like to join us with that. So our CMOOC Bootcamp, which we've already discussed, so we're trying to get people to set aside a week to really knock out their CMOOC portfolios. There's a lot of people like Lisa who's sort of part way there and just need a little bit of time put aside to finish them off. And so it'd be great to get people together over that week to do that, whether you're here physically or virtually. That would just be a good time for you to try and work through that. And of course, we'll do the CMOOC again later in the year, probably at the end of September, so we can pull in our UK group again as they start their new year. So there's some future ideas for you that you may or may not like to join with us. And we have some examples of CMOT portfolios from people at AUT who have gained their CMOT accreditation. There's Matthew, Danny, Laurent, and myself. And after our bootcamp, hopefully we can add quite a few more to that list. So going to stop my screen sharing there and go back to Lisa and see if Lisa has any questions.
No, I think I actually might thinking more about that group that I'm going to start up because, and also how it links with maybe Ian Upton, because Ian Upton does light bites, doesn't he?
I missed that because you kind of dropped out, Lisa.
Yeah,
you said something about Ian.
Okay, so I'm thinking more about creating that group and just how I might kind of get a description of that. I'll maybe talk to you after this. But I'm thinking maybe it might connect with what Ian Upton's doing with his light bites. I'll have a look at his stuff first. And then maybe if there's something that I can do around that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because I think you two would work well together, and he's a crazy guy. So. And
you're telling me I'm crazy. Thanks.
No, he's a good, interesting thinker and does some good stuff.
Yeah,
and
I'd like to tap into.
I'd
like to tap into what he's doing. So I'll also go and look him up. Away from this and just have a look and see. No, that's good. Yeah, the bootcamp, the 2nd to the 6th, and you'll just let us know where that will be. Obviously, somewhere at AUT. So that's cool.
Yep, we're thinking probably our big seminar room here. So
yep. Yep. No, I think that's good. That's good, and I'll have a look at those other groups and see if I want to sign up or request to be signed up to any of those other groups, just to have a look and see what they're doing.
Cool, and hopefully we can pull Nelson into that week as well. So
okay, that'll be cool.
They haven't managed to connect this morning, unfortunately, but we'll get hold of them.
All right, no, it'd be great to kind of be connected with them as well.
Joining us, and to our wonderful viewers, we hope to see you next week when we start our webinar series. So hope you've enjoyed the CMOOC and hope to see a few people actually submit their portfolios for accreditation. So thank you all.
Thanks, Tom.